Can you hear me, friends? Oh, good. Hello. I'm sorry, I'm just setting up a little bit. Since I've been traveling, it's been hard to find a good place to settle in and record and reach out to you. Ever since last week, I've been somewhat obsessed with these dark and dangerous corners of the natural world that have been all but forgotten and left alone, for the most part, except by those wishing to escape and get away and never be found again. But I found you, didn't I, my love? Yes, he is still with me. If you listened last time, you know that I found my dark stranger once again, alive, hiding and asleep, buried deep in the earth, in a sort of hibernation, recovering. I'll bet it was a mighty battle, sweetheart. I'm sure you fought bravely. But now, I need you to wake up. Wake up, darling. Oh, there you are. Oh, no, you're safe. You're with me, and you're safe now. I would never harm you. But I want to show you something. You can't move, can you? You're still a little too weak, too exhausted, not quite recovered after it all. My poor thing. Don't worry, I don't really want you to move yet anyway. I want you to listen. I feel like you never really did much of that in the short time that you actually deigned to share my company. I may have been worthy of immortality and of the curse of death, but not worthy of your companionship. Isn't that so? Now is the time to listen, and to understand just how stupid you really were. Oh, did that hurt? I'm sorry, poor thing. You can barely speak up to answer me. Good. Like I said, now is not the time for speaking, now is the time for listening. To what? Ba 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 ba. Music! What's going on, you ask? And when I say you, I mean you, my dark beloved stranger, and my silent, evasive listeners. All of you. This is a show, isn't it? And guess what? It's my show. And I want to perform for you, my dears. So, whether you have the choice or not, sit back, relax, and keep your mouth shut and your ears open. It all began once upon a time. It was once upon a time. You didn't even know me, but once upon a time, you would scarce believe. But if I had the chance to try, I could fly and take on the sky. It was then, my love, back then, when you had found me. And then, my love, and then you reached out your hand and gave me wings to help me fly. And I tried, oh, I tried, but I fell from the sky. Just like you, just like you, just like you. Oh, I fell from the sky. I know who you are, my stranger. I know what you crave. I know what you fear, my stranger. I know what you hate, and I know where you came from, stranger. I know the dangers of being your immortal beloved. Now once upon a time, I've got a question. Once upon a time, I was someone else. You know this, but if you can remember, oh, please, love, try. Who was I? Who was I before you dropped me from the sky? Not literally, you see. Well, you know this, but perhaps the listeners don't. I'm often confused about what the listeners may and may not know, since I'm not sure that I'm always quite so clear in what's going on in this motley drama we find ourselves engaged in. I'm unclear when I describe it because it's unclear to me. Because you've been disloyal. You have many faults, not least of which is the fact that I'm fairly certain you are extremely evil. But that is not it. According to those 3 vicious winged snobs I encountered up there, I am inevitably also evil. And so I cannot judge you for that. I know you cannot help yourself. And I'm also not terribly certain that evil is actually a real thing. I feel that it's a word we put on things that think in a way that we cannot understand. Many creatures hunt, kill, destroy, and wreak havoc. What makes which of these evil? At any rate, what I meant to say is, being evil is one thing, being disloyal is another. And you are disloyal in that you forced yourself into my life and made me into a disaster, and then you continue to disappear. Repeatedly. What am I to do with this? Sing, probably. Oh, you can wiggle a finger. You're coming back to reality, aren't you? It's hard, I bet. It's hard when you're so very hungry, but there's nothing you can do about it. My poor thing. I had to discover that on my own. But the great thing, when you learn how hard it is to be alone and weak and hungry, is that you learn how to pick yourself up and bare your teeth and gnaw at whatever you can find, and lift yourself up with your feeble arms and force yourself to your feet. You've been on top for so long that you've never had to do that, have you? You didn't think you'd need anyone before.
Forever is a deep, dark place with beautiful devils all around. Forever is a lonely pit with monsters waiting to be found. And who better to find them than me? Forever is a winding maze with damaged hearts at every turn. And I, it seems, have got the touch. I hear them weep and watch them burn, and there's no one who's better than me. But you are the most monstrous of all, my hideous beauty, oh beautiful beast. Can I tell you why? Shall I tell you why? Oh, it's the nerve to be selfish and arrogant, proud, to leave, to forget, not know how terrible it is to be lost and alone. But you don't know, but you don't know. Forever I chased you across the world and time itself. Did you know? Did you ever try to chase me too? Did you, darling? It's the nerve to be selfish and arrogant, proud, to leave, to forget, not know how terrible it is to be lost and alone. You don't know, you don't know. Forever I chased you across the world and time itself. Did you know? Did you ever try to chase me too? Did you, darling? Did you, darling? Did you, darling?
Love songs. That's what they are, aren't they? How pathetic. And yet most songs are love songs, aren't they? That seems to be what people want to hear about. Why is that? Because love is a beautiful and complicated thing, and everyone understands it. Except for you. Is that a black wing I see stretching out behind you? Ah, my listeners, you see he's here now. He's up and he's able. Still weak, probably. But up and able. Good, that's fine. I don't mind. But we're not done here yet. Oh, my friends, he looks angry. Well, my love, my sweet, my darling, I have something else to say. Wait. I have another song first. Then I can say it. Shut up and listen.
Once upon a time, I thought you were gone, and I was free, and I was free at last, and the memory of you, resplendent, dark, and cruel, would stay in my heart, would stay in my heart. And beautiful, terrible, virtuous gods or angels or strangers or things, enemies at least, had left you for dead. if you can die. Oh, they tried, my love, they tried. They took me up above and showed me what you were. Oh, did I blink? Did I take back my hand? If you gave me a chance, if you knew how to trust, I could have given you everything, given you reason to stay, finally stay. Oh, but you stray, instead you stray. If I am like you, and I am like you, and we both fell, we could run to each other, but you never did, and you never do, and you never did, and you never do. And yet here I am, so I never really learned. So I never really learned.
Do you understand? I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but still, I have to know. Do you understand? Can you? Do you know how I found you? The ghost of an old friend of mine, an old enemy of yours, brought me to you. He led me to you to find you and to kill you. I told him I wouldn't be able to. I didn't know how. But that was a lie. But I won't. I wouldn't ever. I want to turn the tables a little, that's all. Something happened to me while I was up there. I feel myself growing more powerful. And is there a reason for that? Certainly. I think this was bestowed on me, likely by the 3 beautiful monsters that I met up there. I think we both know why. So I want you to know that you can trust me. But I want you to know that you should fear me. Oh, I have another secret. I remember my name. Can you believe it? Imagine. And I'm not going to tell you. Any of you, my friends. I just wanted you to know. Anyway, I think I said my piece tonight. And what a beautiful night it is. What a beautiful place the world can be if you realize that you can take control of it. All of it. We'll be moving again, friends. I'll check in again soon. One way or another. Wow, what was that? Was that a musical episode? Yes, it was. Sometimes I think that's the best way to work through some things. What do you think? Anyway, thanks so much for listening to episode 31 of On a Dark, Cold Night. I'm Kristen Zaza. That was your narrator. I wrote the music. She performed it. What does that mean? What was that? Don't worry about it too much. If you want to learn more about the show and stay up to date with all of our exciting news and thoughts of the day and all that, you can follow us on Twitter at A Dark Cold Night, Instagram at Dark Cold Night Podcast, and on Facebook on my page, On a Dark Cold Night. Any thoughts or questions can be emailed also to darkcoldnightpodcast@gmail.com. I email myself constantly with thoughts and questions. If you'd like to support the show, you can find me on Ko-fi and Patreon, where you can actually donate to the cause. Any amount is really appreciated. You can find me at ko-fi.com/darkcoldnight or patreon.com/darkcoldnight. You can also listen to the show on the Radio Public app, where, as a part of their paid listens program, every listen works towards your podcaster being paid for their work. Finally, another free way to help is to leave a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Podknife, or anywhere you can review podcasts. If you do review, donate, or basically say nice things to me, I will be sure to give you an on-air shout-out and very many thank yous. Thanks so much for staying with me for this last little while. I don't know what's going on, but I appreciate the company very much. Take care.